Hello, everybody. This is Chaos Magic 101. This is the final part of the sigil magic portion. So, there's going to be more installments in this. It's just not all going to be sigil magic. So, in this final part, we're going to talk about when to use other people's sigils and when sigils backfire. There's situations where you might want to hide in other symbols. As such, knowing how to charge sigils that have already been made is going to be useful. And also considering some of the aspects that will help you kind of hide in plain sight when necessary, because some people might be hostile to you, even if, you're not a bad person, but unfortunately some people's beliefs are intolerant. So, it's going to talk a bit about that. You can pretty much use sigils whenever you want, but you do have to keep in mind that people are not going to always accept that, and they're going to be hostile even to implications this might have. So you want to be careful on how to use sigils, what to use as a sigil, and how to use those pre-made sigils. And also, some beliefs say that you have to keep a sigil private or it won't work. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I have noticed that in general, the more private you are in certain aspects of magic, including certain kinds of sigil magic, like manifestation sigils, it seems to work a little better. So yeah. Using traditional symbols, this is easy as just using a passive sigil. If you really think about it, in most ceremonies, people are using these symbols to help in meditation. Some people might call this prayer or simply reflecting or any number of different things, but in general, these practices are at least helpful in meditating. So, using symbolisms in public that are affiliated to whatever group you're with at the moment is insanely helpful for meditation work. You don't only have to use these in public, you can use them privately. Just consider this symbol, its history, how universal it might be or culturally specific it might be. Some people like to consider that. And yeah, that's basically my advice using pre-made sigils in public. Of course, in private, you can do whatever you want, as long as it benefits you and you hold a belief that whatever you're doing benefits. Now, sometimes sigils will backfire or work too well. Basically, you want to be prepared for this. Some people basically have a kill switch in the sigil. This is more common for passive sigils. The reason why you destroy manifestation sigil is that you want to put as much energy as you have in the sigil just out there, and then if you want to add more to it, you can, but if you don't, and you get what you want, as cool, like, that energy is done with. You might have to do counter magic if a sigil backfires. Even a manifestation sigil, you want to have basic protections in place always in case things don't manifest as you quite want them to. You can simply replace the sigil if it's a gate sigil. Maybe you made a faulty sigil, maybe you charged it in a way that was faulty, and here faulty means, like, not directly in accordance with how psychology in your personal mind works. So keep that in mind as well. This is a little rarer, but some people are concerned about overcharging the sigil. I don't know if I've seen that possible in the way I do things. I find that symbols tend to be like bowls instead of tanks. They kind of deal with overflow by leaking, but some people think of the sigils more like tanks and they might explode, so that might happen to you. And just keep that in mind, if it does happen, like if the sigil backfires or something, because that is a possibility. Also, consider if you're potentially working against the sigil by actively avoiding or not doing things that would make the sigil's job easier. You're not going to find a job if you're not applying for jobs. Magic is not a replacement for a responsibility. It's meant to help you in life, not have things go right in life. If it helps you with doing things right in life, everybody would be living in a utopia, but that's not how things work. So just be cognizant of that if you do sigil magic and for some reason things start going awry, or you just sense that something's not going on right. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like what you see on my channel, do at the very least consider subscribing. I try to post a new video every other Saturday as of now. Keep on the lookout for more Chaos Magic videos. This is the final one on sigil magic specifically, not the final one on Chaos Magic. So maybe be on the lookout for that. Hope to see you around.